The Democrats have a responsibility to cut off the funds, and that we can bring our troops home at the same time. I'm the only one who's saying this. As a matter of fact, this whole idea about
but that's
support
my point,
the troops,
Congressman, is that
if
you're the only one saying it, aren't you kind of taking the extreme position then?
Well, you know what? Let's look back 4 years ago. I was one of the few people saying, look, we shouldn't go into Iraq. Someone could say at that time, somebody said, well, you're the only one saying that we shouldn't go into Iraq. I was right. And it's not enough to be right. You have to have a plan. I'm saying that just to use the troops as pawns in this is wrong. People saying we'll support the troops and keep the war going, that is fundamentally wrong. It's counterproductive. I'm the voice for getting out of Iraq, for universal single-payer health care, for getting out of NAFTA and the WTO, for having our children go to college tuition-free, for saving Social Security from privatization.
But you could have that voice as a congressman. You could have that voice.
And I have that voice as a congressman. In this race, though, there are real differences of opinion, Larry, and this is what this debate's about today. I led the effort in the House of Representatives in challenging the Bush administration's march towards war. Senator Kerry and Senator Edwards both voted for that war. I led the effort against the Patriot Act. Senator Kerry and Senator Edwards both voted for it.
That means the private, for-profit health care system that is depriving so many people of decent health care with their high premiums, co-pays, and deductibles. That system must be brought to an end. We have to have Medicare for all, where everyone's covered, where no one has to worry about going broke, where no one has to worry about losing their home, losing their savings, losing their retirement because of high cost of health insurance. Let's remember what America's supposed to be about. It's not supposed to be about government of the corporations, by the corporations, and for the corporations.
That across this country, there are people of all political parties who are questioning today, what are we doing? The Democrats are in charge now. The Democrats can stop this war now. The Democrats should stop this war now. Not in 2008, not when a new president takes office, but now. We have the ability now to cut off funds. That's our constitutional prerogative and, I would say, our obligation. It's possible for us to stabilize Iraq and bring our troops home. As a matter of fact, since the insurgency is being fueled by the occupation, the only way we can stabilize Iraq is by getting out. Federal officials were repeatedly warned in the months before the September 11, 2001 terror attacks that Osama bin Laden and al-Qaeda were planning aircraft hijacking and suicide attacks, according to a new report that the Bush administration has been suppressing. And this, from the front page of today's Washington Post, a newly leaked video recording the high-level government deliberation the day before Hurricane Katrina hit, shows disaster officials emphatically warning President Bush that the storm posed a catastrophic threat to New Orleans and the Gulf Coast, and a grim-faced Bush personally assuring state leaders that his administration was fully prepared, quote-unquote, to help. Do we see a pattern here? 9/11, Katrina, they knew something was going to happen and they didn't act.
Our plan is to tell the truth about 9/11 and to tell the truth.
Every person who has played a role in breaking international law will be held accountable. And no one is going to be above that law. A president of the United States, a vice president, a secretary of state, a secretary of defense, all must be held accountable.
Thank you.